All right, baby squirrel, where we at with this Charger?
Well, we have 79 days until the Redwood Rally, and that is gonna come up super quick. The car is not even remotely close to done, and our wallets are pretty much empty at this point.
I can say that again.
But we have a ton of new parts for the Charger today that we're gonna show you. We're also gonna be installing our new Kirky racing seats. So it'll be really nice to finally sit in the car and get a feel for what it's gonna be like, you know, going down the road.
Yeah, this is probably like the longest it's taken me to sit in like the seat of the car. You know, like usually when I have a car, like I'll have a seat in there right away and I kind of just like imagine myself driving it to get motivation. This car's never had a seat before. I guess let's show them all the rest of the parts.
Yeah. So starting over here, this one, this was one of the more pricey items, but the most critical. So we bought this 1968 Charger grill from OER, and it was really important because I think when the videos first started coming out, everybody saw the 69 grill and kept correcting us and calling it a 69 Charger. But it is a 68, and arguably that's the better year in my opinion. So we wanted to, you know, have the real deal grill.
Yep, and then remember this car is gonna have hideaway headlights too. Which reminds...
Yeah, speaking of headlights, we actually have some Holley retro brights on order because I have a set in my Pontiac and they work phenomenally at nighttime.
Yeah, they're really bright. So we're gonna get those coming in. They're on their way. They should be here in a couple days. We finally got a steering wheel for the new I Did It steering column. So want to pick that up?
Yep.
We ended up going with a MPI steering wheel. It's kind of a little bit more modern than I was trying to go for originally, but you know what? Sometimes it's just, they don't have what you need out there on the market for aftermarket stuff. And I need a smaller steering wheel. This car is gonna have rack and pinion steering, so this is gonna be really good. Feel how smooth that is?
I know. It's super nice. Not initially like what we wanted, but it's gonna work. It's a quick disconnect, so it'll be good with the cage and the seats. It'll make it easier to get in and out.
Here is the seats that we went with. We'll show you this one here that's bare. This is a Kirky 55 series, right?
Yep, Series 55.
Series 55. And we went with this one because it has like these lower side piece things here, so that when you're getting in and out of the car, it's a little bit easier. And just a really lightweight seat. And it has these holes here for the safety belts.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then we'll show you this one here is, this one we already put the cover on for you so you can see what it looks like. But here it is.
Here it is.
Yeah.
And they're surprisingly comfortable, or as comfortable as they can be, because I don't think people realize that the cover has a ton of cushioning on the actual seat. Not so much on the back, so I'd say, you know, the back is where you're really gonna feel it the most. But you know, at the end of the day, it is a racing seat, so the idea is to keep you safe and in place. So we took Danny's measurements, since he'll be the one racing and driving the car mostly. So we got the correct seat for him, it fits snug, and then we just ordered the same size passenger, so now I'm gonna be riding in luxury.
Yep. So we'll see how comfortable they are for 2,500 miles.
Yeah.
That might be rough.
And now a question we got quite a bit was, what are you guys doing for a fuel tank or a fuel cell, and what capacity are you gonna go with? Because if you haven't seen, we have a 512 cubic inch big block, and I predict it's gonna be a gas hog. We went with this Rhodes, what are they called? Rhodes race cars?
Yeah.
It's a 25 gallon fuel cell. So this is gonna go in the trunk.
Yep, 25 gallons. This should get us a couple hundred miles for sure. Especially with the 6-speed, it's gonna help out a lot with the fuel mileage. So that big motor is gonna suck up a lot of gas, but that transmission is gonna actually help out quite a bit. 25 gallons is what we got. And there's actually no foam on the inside of this tank. There's just nothing in there. So I think we're gonna have to put some sort of foam in there to keep the fuel from sloshing around eventually.
Yeah.
So we gotta get on that and order something.
Danny also went ahead and ordered the factory fuel cap and this pretty trick locking mechanism, which we'll show you in a future video. But the idea is that we wanna still utilize like the factory fill location, and then get that connected to the fuel cell. And the reason we wanted the fuel cell is because we like being able to see all the suspension and the Mosier Dana 60 back there.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to put a tank underneath because it would block all that.
Yeah, when you're in back of the car, like if you're driving behind it, you could see that rear end down there and the suspension. And I think it looks really cool. So we're trying to keep this area blank right here so you can kind of see it from the back. But lately, we've been working on our door gaps and getting this quarter panel fully welded in. As you can see, we've used Clecos, and this is our first time using Clecos actually. If you don't have these in your tool arsenal, I would suggest highly that you purchase something like this. It just helps you keep the quarter panel in its spot without like fully welding it. So we got this in here, and the reason we haven't fully welded it yet is because we've been looking for these pieces and we finally bought them. They're the corner pieces here. They're inside. Oh, they're right here.
I think they're called end caps or something, like quarter panel end caps.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's different names for them, but
you really need these to set. This is the wrong side, of course, but it goes here, and you need this to kind of like determine how far this quarter panel gets like pushed in.
yeah.
Right? But other than this measurement here, everything else is perfect. Look at this door gap. Come over
Let's
here.
see.
We've been working hard on this, guys. Look at this gap. Came out really nice. And the same thing with the other side. It's really good and tight. Slowly but surely, this car is coming together.
Yeah. We've been working a lot of days and nights on all the sheet metal here, so even though we haven't filmed all that progress, trust us, this was a whole like 3 days of work right here just to get it set in place.
We didn't film any of that because it's so hard to be like, I'm holding something up and then I'm like, Olivia has to come to my rescue and help me, and then like I have to push it in with my foot and tack it at the same time. It's tough to do that in film.
Yeah, you really need all your hands on that job. So we're getting it done though, and it's going to be a lot of off-camera stuff, but you'll see it once it's all welded in place. We're going to start attacking the bodywork on this thing.
It's going to be a really close one, I'll say that. But
we're going to be driving up there to Oregon with wet paint. This is just a quick little parts haul of the stuff that we got, but we have a ton more items that are on their way over that are already ordered. We'll go over that a little later, but we're also going to be doing a Q&A in this video. You guys asked us a bunch of questions, and I have them right here on my phone. So throughout the video, as we work on this thing, you'll have your questions answered.
okay, so you guys have been asking about what kind of hood we're going to run on the Charger. Well, we ended up deciding on a Glass Tech hood. It's a fiberglass pin-on hood, so it's going to have 4 pins on each corner there. And you take the hood pins out, take off the hood, put it on the rooftop. It's lightweight, and it's going to have a 6-pack hood scoop. So that's going to bring in some colder air to help with like detonation when we're driving, just keep everything cooler in the engine bay. We called up Glass Tech, and they're like, yeah, we can have one there in a couple weeks. So it's on its way.
So we're really excited to see it. I've heard good things about the quality, so we will see.
Yep. Well, I guess let's push this car into the shop and let's put these seats in. How much do you think this car is going to weigh by the time we're done with it?
I hope like 3,200 pounds.
32?
I hope.
That would be nice. That should get us in the 10-second quarter-mile time, theoretically, if the driver does his part. Okay, so here are the seat brackets that we're using. They're from Henderson Race Shop, and they're for this B-body specifically. So they mount in the stock location. You can see here we use the stock holes, and I actually use the rear hole, or the front holes, because I want the seat all the way back because I'm a little bit taller, so I think that'll be the best seating position. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Kirky seat and we're going to put it on here. We'll use maybe like a pick or something to scribe a little hole onto the seat since it's aluminum, and then we'll drill our holes and bolt them to the seat bracket. And I think for your side, we'll give you a lot of leg room as well.
So just slide it all the way back?
Yeah, so for the road trip you can kind of like
yeah,
sprawl out.
Oh, I'll be having a blast. Okay, let's grab the first seat then.
Let's do it. I bet you this saves about 100 pounds. These are so light. The factory seats are pretty heavy.
There we go.
There's the first one. Uh-oh, it's a little bit wobbly. Oh, there we go. There it is.
So we'll just have to make sure it's like centered up and then...
Yeah. But does it look a little crooked to you? Looks like it's like leaning that way a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll balance it out and then we'll bolt it in. Oh. Oh,
You love that
I
sound.
hate that sound. Okay, let's see if we can see.
There they are.
There's
Got
one
little
there.
marks.
One there. They're in there. Hopefully it didn't move while I did the back ones.
Hopefully.
Let's see. Sure. Oh my. I should put my safety glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
Can you grab those for me?
Yeah. Got some heat
Damn.
wave.
Too much.
Safety
Too much
glasses.
coffee, boy. Too much damn coffee.
Holy heck, I've never seen you do that.
Psyched.
so
Psych
amped
levels
up
10.
to get these seats in.
I don't think you realize, okay? This is like a dream car of mine.
I think I realize.
Okay. This one. I like how Kirky like builds this little shelf here to catch all the shavings when you're doing this.
This little shelf.
Yeah. Okay, we're I think those are 5/16 bolts, but we're gonna go up to 3/8 because we gotta have a little bit of room for, you know, adjustments. Hang on.
It really is catching all the shavings.
By the way, if you guys need some good safety glasses, Heatwave makes a pretty good pair. These are the auto darkening ones, so if you were to walk outside with these, they actually get like tinted down.
Yeah.
And we could save you 10% if you use code LIVE10.
Yeah, we'll put that up
And
on
then
the screen.
These ones are cool because like they make everything a lot brighter. Like it just seems like the lights turned on even more. And then these are the ones I just wear all the time. These are the Z, which ones are these ones?
These are the Vice XL.
Yeah, because I have a big head.
And then these here are the Quattros.
So use code LIVE10 if you want to save 10%. Also, it helps out the channel.
Ready? Right, let's see if we got those holes lined up.
Oh, we'll see.
So,
Okay, here's the first one. Right there.
oh yeah, this one lines up too.
It does? Mm-hmm. About that one. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Done. Installed.
Oh, it looks crooked.
No. Does it?
Does it? Oh. Hold it
Here,
there.
go look.
Okay, let's see. It not so much crooked, it just looks like the right side of the seat needs to go up. So on your side, can you lift up a little bit?
Yeah, hang on.
Maybe we need to put some washers under there.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just shim it up a little bit. Awesome.
There's the cover. So it just slips onto the headrest like that. And then there's these little like buttons here that you just kind of like
snap into place.
Yeah. So I'll do this side. So there's one here.
Got this one on. There's that one. All right. Oh, this one you gotta stretch her down.
Yeah.
Is there any in the middle? No?
There's some in the front. I can't do this one-handed.
Okay. I'll get it.
Okay.
Where's it at? Here?
The side ones, yeah, and the front one.
One here on the side. Come on. There we go. Did you get all these ones?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's on.
All right, first time sitting in the car.
Let's see.
Oh, wow. That feels good. Oh, yeah.
Grab the shifter.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't believe this. First, second, third, fourth. Highway, jail. Does it look all right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Baby, we got a 68 Charger.
Let's see this. Yeah, it looks good. And then the roll bar is going to go right behind him there. So it's going to...
The roll bar is coming in after we get back from Hawaii.
Yeah. So... Looks good.
Oh, yeah, that feels good. I think we might have to rotate the shifter just a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
To move it back just a touch. So we'll just rotate all this. It'll bring it back about 3/4 or maybe an inch. And then we should be good.
Shoot, are you ready to sit in that for 2,500 miles?
I'll say this, it feels comfortable right now, but we'll see how she rides, you know?
Yeah, on the road.
Oh, the steering column.
Oh, hang on, let me grab that. Let me grab that.
Wow, guys, this is unbelievable.
Here, I'll trade you.
All right. Hopefully we ordered the right size, but this is gonna go about right there. About right there.
Whoa!
Yeah, about right there.
Look at you. That's so sick.
This is cool. And then when it comes time to get out of the car, just pulling this. Oh!
Oh!
We need to put like somewhere to put this.
Oh, yeah.
Just set it down on your seat.
Typical race car things.
Yeah, and then that way it'll be easier for me to get in and out. All right, so we've got the steering column just zip tied in here like that. What I'm gonna have to do is make some brackets for this to mount this to the original bracket here. And then same thing with the firewall. I'll make a little plate down there to cover that all up and fasten that down. But here, we're gonna put the steering wheel on now. Can you assist? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, that feels good.
That's so crazy.
Gotta get this thing out of here. So we gotta make the steering shaft as well. That's gonna be a lot of work. So let's keep going. Let's install your seat.
Okay.
Okay, Olivia's gonna give it a testing.
Whoa,
See
it's
what
so
she thinks.
weird that the seat is actually bolted down. Like, we did this before and he was like holding me. Oh. This is definitely not for me though, because I mean, look at my feet. Like, I can't.
Oh yeah, you can drive this.
Couldn't even hit the brake. I don't even think I could hit the gas. And that's a stretch, but it's still cool. Okay. So H to the front, and then we're gonna use the furthest forward hole, so the seat will be all the way back, but I need the hardware.
You think that's a good idea, or is that a bad idea?
What?
To move the seat all the way back so you have a lot of leg room. I mean, I think even if we had the seat all the way forward, you're still probably going to have a ton of leg room.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm saying that is because the trunk is not going to have a whole lot of room when we go on our drag and drive, so we're not going to be able to store a whole lot of stuff in the trunk. So most of the stuff we're storing is going to be in the back. So if we have the seat all the way back, we might take up a lot of the room.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm really short, so even if this thing was all the way forward,
yeah,
I'm fine with that. So I didn't think about that.
Let's do that then, just for this event.
So move it all the way forward.
At least for this event, and then if it's too forward, we can always move it back. But I think you're still going to have plenty of leg room.
Yeah, I will. Because, I mean, over there I couldn't even reach the pedals, so we'll do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have you take 1/2-inch wrench, hold it. I'm going to put the nuts on and blast it. But I think we also need washers for these.
Okay.
Do we have the right size?
Yeah, I'll grab some. They're over here. Here, there.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now, the other side.
The front one or the back one?
Let's do the front one.
Okay.
Okay, and now the
Back
last one. Okay, so now.
Which one are you going for?
Let's do the one, let's do the order we just put them in. So we'll start at this one.
Okay, but I can't see this one. Which one was it?
The one that we started with. This.
I don't remember.
This one.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. A little bit more. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Alrighty. They're on there.
Okay.
Do you want to sit in there first to see if that's going to work?
Yeah, I'll check.
Looks like. There you go. Oh, you got plenty of room. Look at that.
So this is it.
Yep,
It'll
that's
be
where it's
right
going to go.
Okay.
That way we'll have a little bit more room to throw stuff into the back.
Yeah. So now we need to scribe this one.
We use this drill bit first.
Okay.
Lefty loosey.
Is this?
Go ahead.
Oh, it's just that tight. Okay.
So I drill the center of that hole the best you can. So place it right in the middle, and then you're gonna push firmly into the aluminum, like in the middle of that circle.
Right here.
So it's the center of that circle as you can. It looks like it's kind of favoring the bottom side there, but
Right there.
as long as you think that center, it looks pretty low to me on that circle, but
It's not the most even circle, but I'll try that. Okay, ready?
ready.
Oh, it's walking on me.
You gotta kind of push firmly in one spot. Go ahead. And don't go too slow at first, because then it'll kind of spin itself off.
Okay.
Cool.
This one.
All right, this one. gonna push.
Hang on. There.
Be careful. I don't want your hair getting caught in that drill.
No, I'll be careful, I swear. Okay.
Right there.
Right there.
Yep. Send it.
Oh, it's walking a little bit. Hang on.
So if you notice it's starting to walk this way, what you could do is kind of put the drill like
A
this
little
way,
more.
and it'll kind of walk it back the other way.
Okay. Okay, one more.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Nice.
Okay. Next.
So this one here, just once you start to get through the metal, just be careful. It's going to kind of grab the drill a little bit. So
Ooh.
just make sure you're holding on to it.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to be taking you to the ER. We got to leave for Hawaii tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh boy. This is a big. Are you sure?
I'll hold this. Don't worry about this. You just worry about hanging on to that drill.
Okay.
Good.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Just go fast. Nice.
Okay.
Good job.
That's one.
Just got to get mad at that drill. You know what I
Are
mean?
you
Show
holding it?
Oh yeah.
Are you holding it?
You just hold that drill. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. There you go.
Boom. Next.
Oh, hang on.
Got him. One more. Ready?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it. There you go.
Boom.
Atta girl.
Done. So now vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
You're lined up here.
We all lined up, I hope.
Yep.
Okay, let's put the bolts through. Nice.
Okay. So now we just need washers. Oh, and nuts.
Here, I got washers.
Okay.
I think there's some nuts on the other side. I'll go grab them.
Okay. Okay. So seat is in. Now time for the cover. So it just kind of slides on. Like that. Last one. Right there. Boom. Done.
All right, Let's see.
Okay. I'm in. I'm in. I have so much room.
It's a big car.
Holy
Yeah,
heck.
you got plenty of leg room.
Look at this. Yay.
Oh, that looks cool.
How does it look like side to side?
It looks pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. It's our first time sitting in here together. Is this recording? I hope so. Let me see. Oh, that's not
yeah.
going to be fun.
Yeah, with the cage too.
Well, you know, I didn't remove my steering wheel, you know, so it'll be a lot easier when I do
good
that.
thing you did the quick disconnect. You'd be struggling. We're
You
both
ready?
in here.
2,500 miles. Let's go.
This is so wild.
I know. I can't wait to see the hood with the scoop on it.
Heck yeah. All right, guys, I figured we got the seats in here, so now it's time to go through your questions. You guys asked us a bunch of different things, and in no particular order here. Let's see. David asks, how the heck do you afford all those cars and parts?
Well, I have a refrigeration business. That's how I kind of started getting into these classic cars. I would use like some of the money from my refrigeration business and I would buy cars, but then I started flipping them and I started making money off of that. Soon after that, I realized that these cars are not necessarily like a liability. They can be assets if you build them correctly.
Yep.
Every time I bought a classic car and I've sold it, I've always made money off of it. So once I realized that, I was like, well, I'd rather spend $20,000 into a car rather than keep $20,000 in the bank account, because if you keep it in the bank account, it's just $20,000 when you get it out. Whereas as to where I buy a car for 20 grand, do a little bit of work to it, sell it, maybe make $12,000 off of it. That's like way better profit than like leaving it in the bank. So, I don't know.
Basically, like that's, so Danny has his refrigeration and the car flipping, and then somebody also asked, you know, Olivia, what do you do for a living? To answer that along with this, I do social media marketing for a living, and so between our actual jobs and then the YouTube and merch income, we're able to do this. I mean, it's not like totally sustainable yet. It's a lot of out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
Thankfully, you know, we have like some sponsors that do help us with what we have here, and we're forever thankful for that. Plus, you know, the merch, like she said, and then the YouTube revenue is starting to grow more, and hopefully we can do this full time.
yeah, hopefully soon. So that's sort of a long answer to your question, but that's how we afford all this. It's mostly out of pocket. The next question is, let's see, what's your favorite movie car?
Good question. I like the 55 Chevy from American Graffiti.
That's a good one. I'm always changing my mind because car movies are like a big deal to me, but I'm between the Willys from Hot Rod, the gray one, and then also the 55 from Two-Lane Blacktop. So kind of can't decide there. And then on the topic of gassers and Tri-5s, somebody was saying, can you please pull the LS out of your 56 and put in a small block Chevy?
Who's that? I like him.
Curtis Daniels.
All right, Curtis, I'm with you on that one, but it's not my car. Yeah, it's her car.
Well, I agree with you. That LS is coming out eventually, and it will be a small block Chevy. I decided I didn't want to do a big block. It's going to be a hot small block. I'm just so stuck as to what transmission I want to do. That's kind of like holding everything up. But I'll figure it out. But
I didn't know you were going to do a big block.
Well, it was between small block or big block. It was not going to be an LS, I can tell you that. I already have an LS car. So then the next question is, oh, this is interesting. What is the most Mopar thing you like about Mopars, and what quirks y'all the most about Dodge? What's your answer?
I think what I really like about Mopars, they're just really different. Like their colors are really extreme. Like the way that they have like their hood scoops, the way that they do their marketing, just like they went like big and bold, and like pistol grip shifter. Like,
Yeah.
they have so many cool things, and they still do that till today. So that's what I like about them.
What quirks you?
The working on the engine in the engine bay, because like around the power steering box and the torsion bars, it's just a mess, and they're not that great mechanically, but you know, with this car, we're fixing all of those things, I think, and yeah, I'm excited.
For me, what do I like the most? I like the colors and the styling. I think that's pretty cool. What quirks me the most, believe it or not, this is kind of like I guess you could say it's like a mean answer, but what quirks me the most are the hardcore Mopar guys. So it's not even necessarily the cars. It's the guys who are like super opinionated, telling you what you should do with your car. Like, this is my first time doing a Mopar, and you're met with such like hostility, like, oh, you better be doing this, or it's not a real Mopar, or you better have that. I'm like, shoot.
Yeah, like when we got rid of the torsion bars, they're like, oh, it's hardly a Mopar anymore.
Yeah.
But
But you know,
whatever.
and even like doing the stroker, people are like, well, what's wrong with like a 440 or a 383? It's like, just let people do what they want. So that's my answer. El Caballero asks, do you guys still use your air guns?
Oh yeah. We still use our air guns quite a bit. Although we don't really have our outdoors channel anymore, because YouTube doesn't like guns, and even though they're just air guns, they like demonetize a lot of the videos, and it's tough.
Yeah.
So we stopped putting that on YouTube. But we actually might have like a shooting challenge between Olivia and I soon on this channel. I don't know if you guys would be interested in seeing Olivia and I like battle it out. Long range air gun shooting. We're talking like 250 plus yards shooting at like cans with air guns. These new air guns that they have are pretty amazing what they can do.
They are.
A lot of fun. But yes, we still shoot.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I hope we can bring them on the channel, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it's like, at the end of the day, we're trying to like make some money here, and YouTube just hates it. So,
Yeah.
Saxon asks, 5 years from now, where do you see yourselves in the hot rod YouTube space?
You go first.
That's a good question, and it like actually gets me thinking so much. Like 5 years is a long time.
It'll fly by before you know it.
I know. So I guess, where would I like to be? I'd like for this to be like our full-time gig, and then we can put full concentration. And I see us as, even currently, I see us as filling this niche that there isn't really a hot rod YouTube channel that really plays into the Southern California lifestyle. As somebody who's from Canada, Southern California is hot rod culture. There's just no argument there. There's the best swap meets, the best car shows, the best scene, the best people, and I just think there are channels capturing that, but I think what we do is like we're also building and we're also enjoying them. There's just like, we're very rounded out. So I think in 5 years we're just going to be doing more of this and to a higher level, because we'll actually have more time. So how about you? What do you think?
I'm right there with you on that, so that's good. I just want to be doing whatever it is that we want to do, and I don't want to have to like be so stuck to like, well, we gotta like only do car stuff eventually. Like I love cars, but there's a lot of other hobbies that we have that, you know, maybe you guys would be interested in like coming along with us to see. So whether that's like fishing or camping or outdoors, or, you know, a competition shooting or something like that, like it would be cool if we could just do that and then like take you guys along with us.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times we'll be driving like classic cars too, all those things. So it'll still be like classic car related, but like all of our hobbies combined. But most of them involve car stuff. So I'd like to just do whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I agree. Next question is from Snow the Up. What are some of the must do and see things that are car related in Southern California? I should do like a whole video on this because I have such a list.
Yeah, you probably know a lot more than I do about that. Growing up here for me, I just been blessed to be in this culture. But you from the outside Canada, she like has a lot that she loves about California. Why don't you answer that one? Okay,
I'll do my best. But in short, because I really do think this would be a cool video to talk about. But if you're just how would I say it? Like just a regular car person, you're into all types of cars, I would highly recommend the Peterson Museum because they just have a variety of stuff. But if you're more into hot rods, muscle cars, highly recommend like the Long Beach and Pomona swap meet. And NHRA Winter Nationals and the finals are at Pomona. That is such a good time if you have the opportunity to do that. And then also at Famoso is the March Meet and Hot Rod Reunion, if you like nostalgia drag racing. So those are just off the top of my head, highly recommend. There's of course other things like the NHRA Museum, Moon Eye Shop, and like the Lions Museum. But I'll be honest, I've never been to those yet, but they're on my list. So I can't like recommend, but I'm gonna be doing those soon. And then what's next here? Somebody's asking, oh, funny enough, the next question from Chomper is, will you guys ever do a Long Beach or Pomona swap meet video? I grew up going to them and I love the deals there over the years. Well, Danny actually has bought a car from there.
Yeah, bought a few things from that place. I try to stay away as much as I can, but maybe after we finish this project, we'll go down there and, I always thought it would be a cool video to go down there, buy a car, and then like drive it back home.
If you can buy something running.
Yeah, like something, that maybe might not need a whole lot of work or something.
So to answer your question, yes, we will be doing a video on that. Brian Broughton asks, what is each of your favorite drinks at the Tiki Bar?
Ah, that's a good question.
You go first.
Okay, so my favorite drink, and it's not available at every Tiki Bar, but it's called a Reverb Crash. It's kind of like, how would you describe the flavors? They're like citrusy. They use a lot of, it's all fresh ingredients. Citrusy with a little bit of like grapefruit in there, white grapefruit, so it's like a little bitter. And then there's a little bit of sweetness in there from the passion fruit with mint.
Yeah.
That's how they garnish it. So that's a Reverb Crash. I highly recommend it if you can find it. And then after that, I would say the Painkiller is my second favorite. That's like a more of a coconutty, a little bit of orange juice in there too.
Yeah, it's like a sweeter one.
Yeah, coconut.
And then nutmeg on top.
Yeah, it's good.
But that Danny loves the Pusser's rum. That's like a trademark drink that has that rum in it.
Yeah, it's hard to find it though.
For me, that's tough. It depends if I want like sweet or kind of bitter. But one of my favorites currently is the Demerara Dry Float. So it's like mostly passion fruit, and it's got like a float of 151 on top, and it'll mess you up if you're not careful. So I like it though. And then I really, I do like the Painkiller.
Yeah,
that's always a go-to. Like I judge a lot of Tiki bars off of that. And then there's like 3 or 4 different versions of a Mai Tai. So if you're just looking for a basic one, do a Mai Tai.
The Trader Vic's Mai Tai, if you can get it, like the original recipe from like the 50s, that's a really good one. And then also there's a drink called the Zombie, but basically anything that has rum in it, dark rum.
Yeah. The next question here is from Nathan Lapp, and he says, living out in sunny California, have you thought about a convertible project? I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan of convertibles. I just think everything looks better as a hardtop. in my opinion. But that being said, there's a handful of convertibles where I'm like, that would be fun to cruise just for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, when Tiki Tony had his car here,
That was a cool one.
I mean, we just drove it just around the building because we were working on it for him. And that was pretty cool because, you know, it's just a different experience when it's all open. It's kind of like riding a bike almost. You get to see everything. So I could see for a really nice beach day,
Yeah.
a convertible would be cool.
I don't know which one we would get, but all I know is that it messes my hair up. And then let's see, there's a couple more here. This is from Jessica Green. She's asking, is the hot rod scene in Southern California still thriving, or is it changing due to younger people not being as interested in cars, government regulations, etc.? Or do you see it as strong as ever with old cars? What do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think social media has really kind of brought things out that maybe you wouldn't get to see before, people like getting involved with new projects and stuff. So I see, you know, a lot of new projects and stuff coming up. But there is also like a lot of regulations going on too. So I know that kind of, I don't know, it's tough to say. Things are expensive now. Like, you can no longer buy a 70 Nova for like $5,000. You know, your project's like $13,000 for a project. Like, it's tough for younger generations to afford it now. So I could see where it might get like less and less affordable for people.
Yeah.
It already is.
I agree with that. I would say right now the scene is thriving. Like, you go to a show, it's busy, there's like a ton of cars. However, that being said, you're mostly gonna run into guys in their like 40s plus. It's not as often that you meet someone in their like 20s who has a cool built car. And
yeah, that's true.
And like you said, the price of entry now, it's so much more to get in. Like, what I paid for my Bel Air versus what I paid for my Tempest is like crazy, the difference.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of like 3 years between those purchases.
Yeah, things are just getting up there in price.
So I hope the younger generation continues to get into it. We have some younger kids who are also fans of the channel, which shout out to Nova if she's watching.
Yeah.
You know, it gives me hope because I think the next gen is still just as interested. It's just going to be a little tougher for them. You definitely have to have more of a savings to get into this.
Yeah,
you know?
But I mean, these cars could make you money as well too. So like, if you were to get in find something really cheap and you learned how to work on the car, you could, you know, take that project, roll it over, make some more money, and then eventually you could get the car that you were actually after in the first place. So it's just a matter of like how much you really want it.
Yeah. And that leads me to the last question, which is also from Saxon. What is the number one dream car you would purchase if you had unlimited money? That's easy for me.
Maybe we have the same one.
The C2 Corvette.
Yeah.
63 split window.
Yeah. Like a drag car though?
Yeah, if I had unlimited budget, 100% a 63 split window. They are so hard to find, but they're so good looking, and yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, I have a few, but that's probably right up there at the top. This was up there too, you know.
I know, the Charger.
Yeah.
Big time. So feel very blessed that we pretty much own all of our dream cars already. Like, it's safe to say for me, like, I love my Tempest, I love my Bel Air. Danny's got everything. He's got 67 Chevelle up there.
Yeah, but we sold the white car, Grease Lightning. We sold that car, so that's like another example, guys. Like, what I bought the car for, what I put into it, and then what we ended up selling it for. If you do the car correctly, you know, you can make money off of these things. You will never lose money if you do it correctly.
Yeah.
So, like, I encourage you guys to, you know, if you see a project out there, like, I encourage you to go buy it. I always tell people, like, when you were first gonna buy your Tempest, you asked me, you're like, hey, what do you think of this car? And I said, buy that car for that price. You're not going to regret it. Plus, like, you can make YouTube videos off of it. You can maybe recoup some of the money that way. I mean, that car is basically already almost paid for itself. Like,
yeah.
And think of all the memories that we have had with that car. That's like, it's so worth it.
It is.
Because it's not always about just money, you know, it's about like memories too.
Totally agree. So I think that's all the questions I have. So thank you guys for sending them all in.
Yep.
And we'll do another one of these in the future. But I figure just sit down, get a little comfortable in the Charger and answer those for you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Before I forget, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel because we do a lot of live videos, and we know that a lot of you guys are not subscribed. So if you're subscribed, it'll notify you that when we go live, so that we can see those videos. We're going to be in Hawaii tomorrow. We're going to Hawaii to go to the drag races to bring you guys coverage. And we're going to be on the islands doing a lot of different things, and we might be at the beach. We want to share that with you. So subscribe and push the notification thing.
Hit the bell. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, I think that was their first time saying that, huh?
But yeah, you guys are not going to want to miss Hawaii because when I tell you, you will be shocked at the level of cars that they have out there. Like, I was watching a little snippet of some of the race cars, and let's just say some of them dive well into the sixes.
Really?
Yeah. They got some heavy hitters, so stay tuned for those videos.
Battle on the Beach, it's called. It's a drag strip right like along the shoreline, basically.
Yeah, we'll have the drones. We can show them. But yeah, anyway, thanks again for the questions, and I guess we'll just keep plugging away here.
We got to get to work. Hopefully that was filming the whole time.
Oh.
Okay. Let's get her in there.
Whoa. That's a big fuel.
Okay. Well, that looks cool.
Sweet. Wow. Okay, that takes up quite a bit of room, but we still have room for like the battery and...
Yeah, we're going to have to put the battery on this side. The starter is actually on the driver's side.
Driver's side, yeah.
So I want to put the battery on this side so we can run the cable like straight to the starter. So I'll put the battery on that side. But this tank isn't sitting so flat in here.
No.
Like the front of it needs to come up quite a bit.
So we'll have to make something?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to make a strap that goes underneath the tank from the front side of it to hold that up, and then some brackets for the rear. And here's the...
Oh, those are the straps?
Here's the straps that it came with. So these will go right here.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and then we got a -10 and a -12 AN line here, which I'll probably use the bigger line because it's just going to free flow to the fuel pump. We got a mechanical fuel pump on this side of the engine. So that way it'll have like a lot of volume to the pump. So it's not having to like work so hard to pull the fuel to the engine.
Yeah.
It'll just have like free flow.
That's cool. What do you think of this so far, this tank? I mean, I wish it came with foam, honestly, but...
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. It doesn't really have any baffles inside it, and it doesn't have any foam. So I think we're probably just going to go with the foam. That'll keep the fuel from sloshing around so much. And that should work just fine for us. But 25 gallons, you know, we should get a couple 100 miles of range with this tank, and that's good enough.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm glad it's in the trunk and not like underneath blocking all that jewelry, you know?
Right.
Got a lot of cool stuff under here.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So we got some work to do here, and then our radiator should be coming in soon as well. We got dual 14-inch Delta Pag fans, brushless fans, and they're monocore radiator. So it's got one core in one row, sorry. It's like 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 or something. So it should like keep it really cool.
Yeah. So what else do we have? I think...
Roll cage.
Oh yeah, cage is on the way. I said the retro brights are coming from Holly. What else?
Like I said earlier, the fuel cap thing here.
Oh, yeah.
And also the tube that goes to the tank.
I think we also have, well, I think we're still deciding if we're going to go with different headers or if we're just going to modify the ones we have. That's kind of up to you.
Well, that's why we're going to install the steering column completely and then get the steering linkage hooked up and see how close it is to that header. And then depending on that, either we'll look for a different type of header or just modify the ones that we have.
Okay.
So, but ultimately, we're just going to do whatever is the easiest, even if that means spending some extra money right now, because we got to get this car to the race. So
yeah,
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Really excited about all the progress that's been made on the Charger over the last month or so. Really, right now, all that Danny and I have to do is get this back part of the quarter panel lined up where it needs to be. We have those end cap pieces from Classic Industries, so now it's all we have to do is just match them up. Then we can go ahead, plug weld the back, and that's tackled. And then coming over here to the front, I think also we're gonna want to finish mounting that steering column so that way we can see what kind of room we have here on the driver's side.
For the headers.
Yeah, once the steering shaft comes through, like ultimately are we getting different headers or are we fixing the ones we have? So that'll answer that question. And yeah, as more parts come in, you guys will see us installing that. I'm super excited about the Delta Pad cooling system because I think that's going to be a really nice piece.
And the hood.
Oh, and the hood, yep. Can't wait for that. But yeah, I think, you know, at first you look at this and you go, damn, they have so much work. And it really is. It is going to be a lot of work, but I think it's very manageable. I think we've made this project like a lot more manageable in the sense that, you know, it's not getting a full interior and it's not going to be the most perfect show level paint job, but it's going to be a really, really nice driver. It's going to be a really cool race car. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind, we're not experts at any of this stuff. We're pretty much learning as we go along. We don't have a fabricator. We don't have an electrician. We don't have somebody that's a body guy to do the paint work. Like, we're doing all of this ourselves. It's literally just Olivia and I. And we also have full-time jobs too. So this is a big, big project for us to tackle. But we're getting it done together, and we're going to get this car to the races.
Yeah, so also wanted to mention that we are jetting off to Hawaii for 5 days, but that being said, we are going to spend the rest of the day here before we leave tackling this, working away. But if you're on Oahu and you want to meet up, we're going to be there July 3rd through 5th.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, technically if you're watching now, we'll be there tomorrow. And 4th of July, we'll be at a big car show on the North Shore.
Yeah, in Haleiwa.
So we're looking forward to that. And then 6th through the 8th, we'll be on Kauai for the drag races.
Yep, battle on the beach.
So hit us up if you want to meet up or if you got a cool car you want to show us. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this week's video. And we will see you guys next week with some really fun stuff.
See you guys.